I am. Good morning, guys. Good news to you. It is amazing, amazing. Just get my camera set up to re- record over there. And it looks like I am going to have to fix this a little bit. Alrighty. There we are. Good news to you. Oh my God. This is the problem on Friday with my face, right? So I don't put anything on my face. I just wash it with Irish Spring and put baby oil. Well, I do put something on my face, right? But that's pretty much it. Let me go and check something. I'm gonna check this recording. So today we are talking about my life, and what did I wear on Friday? And all right, yeah, Friday I wore that shirt. All right, so I'm gonna put the information in the comments there. This microphone set up right before me so that we can move freely. And I'm gonna turn on and hear this. Um, but actually turned out pretty good. Okay. All right. So let us go ahead and get started. You just, guys, God is so good. And you meditate on his word, or you pay attention to the thoughts that you have and they come back unto you. It's like it's definitely amazing, like, oh, that's what it meant. Or, oh, thank you, Lord, for clarifying that, right? So, oh, by my, oh, all right, there we are. So let me check YouTube, make sure all is well. I do. I do have a camera that I actually wanted to pull out and see that if I could stream these and just look into the camera and stream live from that camera. That is something that I will start doing. But by the time I get that to do that on my to-do list, may very well be whenever, So, all right. So live is real. All righty. So let me cut that volume back down. Set me back over there. Life, life, and life to the fullest. So let me take my little vitamin. Remember, I take my little prenatal vitamin with my coffee in the morning. This baby appears to be quite thirsty. Let me go get her some more juice. I'll be right back, guys. Trash. Yeah. All right. That's it. Let us go ahead and get started. So, as you all may be very aware of, my name is A Alwonza. Pastor A, Coach A to some, but A Alwonza is who I am. My name means victory, and my middle name means my first name means victorious, and my middle name means victory. And when you say my name, every time you say my name, Alwonza, you are saying one, WON. So it's impossible for me to fail because the more people say my name, guess what? The more I succeed, the more that prophecy comes forth, comes true, the more that word has to come to pass, right? So, welcome to Coffee with A Alwonza. Now, I'm doing this all through the month of June, and the month of July starts Bible study. So, I will be doing that. So excited about that as well. And what else is going on? Dropping courses in July. I have a lot on my plate, a lot on my plate, simply because I put it there. And going for perfection is not the best thing because you continue to see what's not done, continue to see errors. And even myself, I'd be like, and not even errors, like I look at something, it's like writing the vision, right? You write it down. And the more you look at it, the more you go over it and assess it, pick it up, put it down, go to sleep on it, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. And a week later, you're like, oh, I want this right here, this right here, this right here. I don't need this step. I'm gonna do this step first. I'm gonna combine everything here. I'm gonna do it this date. And you give yourself dates and you give yourself plannings. And it's just like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. And then life happens, right? So for me, over the weekend, I decided to do another I saw something, shiny object dangling in front of me. So what I did was actually like it and say, "Hey, I'm going to implement this and I'm going to do it." So then I started it and I just realized I opened up a rabbit hole. So the whole weekend, I focused, well, some of the weekend, I focused on doing this one thing and changing it to what I felt like it needed to be changed, even though it was content and it was working. It was working. It was yielding results. So I decided to change the face of it. Opened that, went down that, and over the weekend, that's what I was doing. And here it is Monday. And now, guess where I am? Right back at the beginning where it's done. And all I had to do was just add one thing. And that's what I have now. I could have, if I would have stayed focused, I could have just did that one thing over the weekend and that task would have been done. But no, what did I do? I decided to do shiny objects, change the face, and be creative, do something different. And in doing so, took time, took 2 days, and I still now just for a finish last night. And now I wake up this morning like, oh, I still didn't do the one thing that all I had to do was. And so I'm going to go and create that and send it out to my clients. So I have a couple of clients that I am creating something for. So it'll be done today. It's fairly simple. It shouldn't take me no more than 1 to 2 hours, and then I'll have it done. And yep. So today in my life. So that was that. That's the recap of the weekend. Now for the day in my life, what I plan on doing today. Today is Monday. And before I started doing lives, before I started running my business, and before I started putting time into my business and growing it, my Mondays were my off days. I took a 3-day weekend. I took probably a 4-day weekend every week. However, Mondays are always my days off, and my family knew that was my day off. Like, that is her day off. Like, that is her day. And they would text me and they would be like, I know it's your day off, but could you do this? I know it's your day off, but could you do this? And so that is my Monday was my day off. Now I just tweak how my day is off. My day is still off. Like, it's a client day. So if I have an appointment or something like that or a scheduling, then I would tend to it. That is business. But for my and my official business day off is on Wednesdays. Wednesdays I just do what I want to do. And or I take emergency sessions, um, or if a client just cannot do any other day. Like, I took a client last week who was unable to do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. I took a a Wednesday. Wednesday was the best day for her. So that flexibility and that openness that I have. Also, so today, Monday, even though it's been my off day, I keep the mindset of an off day where I get caught up. So today I take care of my personal business. So I have a stack of mail over there. I'm going to go through and pay my bills. I'm going to create the new client thing forms that I have to create and send those out. So I'll be sending out business emails with full of links and some are follow up, some are follow up emails, some are initial emails, some are summary emails, some are review links emails. All of them, of course, will have the upgrades or the discovery calls or the pricing to the sessions availability in those emails. Of course, I do run a business, guys. So that was one thing. So that is what my day looks like today. And today, if you see me tomorrow, I might have, good morning, my love. I might have my nails done. I went to yesterday after church. So back to the weekend again, right? So yesterday went to church. So I do have a fleet of cars. I have a business and I have several cars that I maintain my business. I rent them out. So so yesterday I had a car go out at 7 a.m. Mind you, I leave about 8-ish to go to church, to be at church, and it's a half hour away. So a car went out at 7 a.m. A car returned at 9:30 a.m. So I was like, okay. So I said, well, tomorrow after church, I was going to go and get my nails done and then come home and deal with my fleet, right? So in doing so, on the way home, um, it was a fairly decent trip. It usually takes me right under 30 minutes to commute back and forth, but this one was a little traffic, little congestion, so a little over 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, so I'm just cruising because I know I put in the maps to stop by the nail spot, right? And in the process, I get a message. The car is rented. The car that came in at 9:30. So I have not seen the return. And he says, and he books the car. Now, mind you, it's 2 p.m. And he books the car at 3. And I was like, okay, yes, I guess I'm not going to get my nails done. I'm gonna head over to the house, to the garage, and tend to the car. And then he texts and says, well, can I pick it up in 20 minutes? I'm like, well, I am 25 minutes away, but the answer is yes. So mind you, I don't know what the car looks like. I just got it back at 9:30. I don't know. And they parked it in a different spot, saying that the original garage was full. So they had to go down the street, round the corner, and park the car. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So my pickup spot is at a certain garage, and the cars generally are there. So, but there is an extra garage a block away. So apparently she knew that garage was there and she found a home for my car there. So the car I was driving, I had to park it over there, and the baby was asleep. I had to interrupt the baby. Oh, I just did not like that. So the baby was asleep. So she's in the car seat in the car I was with. So I had to take her out of there, put her in the car, lay her on the back seat of the other car, drive her to the garage, which is across the street, and then meet the gentleman. I didn't know what the car looked like. Mind you, I got it back at 9:30 a.m. And generally I will take cars offline if I'm unavailable on Sundays because when they return and stuff like that, I usually do a little different because I know I'm not there to receive and check out my vehicles, right? I'm very diligent. If you want to know anything I'm diligent with, is changing that baby and taking care of my fleet of cars, right? So I don't know what the car is gonna look like. I'm like, okay, she's only had it for like 24 hours. Surely she hasn't done that much damage, which and lo and behold, she did. And she just had a little mud on the floorboards and on the car mat thing. And had I been there, I would have vacuumed, I would have sent it, I would have wiped down, I would have do what I did, right? But I'm like, oh my goodness. So I throw the baby on the back seat, drive across the street. The gentleman is sitting. He was like, I'm already here. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So very, very nice. And I said, look, I just got the car back. blase. He just takes the car and goes. So I was quite happy with that. But that is life. So my point is back to maybe tomorrow you'll see me with my nails done because I didn't even realize that I was worrying. I didn't even realize that I was stressing. And last week, about Wednesday or Thursday, Tuesday, whatever, midweek, my daughter said, "Don't worry." And she said, like, "Don't worry." And I was like, she could barely talk, let alone say my name or say certain words. And she's like, "Don't worry." I'm like, "Don't worry. Are you telling me not to worry?" So that was the hand of God. And I'm so grateful. I had no idea. And then the Lord was just telling, he was ministering to me every time I wake up, go to sleep, whatever, during the day. He would just say these certain words to me. He was like, "Run to me, run to me, run to me." And you're carrying a burden. You don't have to carry it. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I didn't even notice the way that my life was going. I had no idea. So my daughter, I thank God that he spoke through my daughter. I thank God that he ministers to me every single day. And then one thing outwardly that I realized was that I had stripped away my nails. Guys, look at these nails. They look hideous. Like, does anybody see this? So I take pride in my nails. I love my nails. I rarely get them done. I have a whole shop under the kitchen, under the bathroom sink, but I usually do my nails. I'll polish them, I'll maintenance them, I'll maintain them. But at the end of the day, guys, I have bothered these nails to they are nubs. They are below the skin. Like, you see him, I pulled him off yesterday. Had I went and got him done, I wouldn't have had this little boo-boo on my nail. But I didn't even realize it. That was unconsciously just me began to rip away my nails. And mind you, my daughter said that, and God was ministering to me before it even happened. Before that. So he gave me like a warning before I even started biting the nails or ripping them off. See, I have one left. See, I usually have some nails. I have a little one left, evidence that they had a little length on them. But anyway, that's done. So I said, okay, let me go get my nails, because apparently then I start to ask myself, what could it be? So then you do introspection, because God doesn't speak for no reason. So if he's taking the time to let me know that I'm worrying or something is happening to me or is about to happen, then I need to do an introspection and be like, okay, God, what is it? What is it? And so that's exactly what I did. I began to think, what am I worrying about? And he says, I put it on my plate. When I opened this morning, I said I had a lot on my plate, right? So I put these things on my plate. And isn't that something? The things that we do to ourselves, trying not to do certain things, right? So I put these things on my plate and I give myself these deadlines, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what needs to be done? And I have my planner and I write it down, like this morning when I said, in the month of June, I'm doing these lives. July, I'm doing in the month of June, I am doing these lives. I am creating journals and planners, and that is exactly what I'm doing. My digital side of the business that I'm doing and creating, so I can put them on the platforms, right? So that's the month of June. The month of July, I will be doing Bible studies every day, as well as creating courses, dropping courses. So my books can turn into courses. I'll be creating courses. So that is where my business is going. So I have these things on my plate. But also in the month of June, I am getting my website prepared, because I also do websites. So I've been tweaking the back office on two. Well, I have several platforms and several sites, right? My main two that I always talk about are Alwonza and Coach Alwonza, right? So I decided to restructure them and do some things to them in the back office. Um, and so that's what I've been doing. And that has taken away, that has been my shiny object, rebranding. When I decided to rebrand, and in doing so, because I paid for, so, oh, love it. Thank you. My goodness. Thank you so much. So when I decided to rebrand, I did reach out and I asked someone, I paid someone for their services to look at my site and and go from there. And so I decided to tweak some colors, rebrand it, as also do my own digital, I do my own digital content. So when I get to certain points in the creation of the website and stuff, then I go over to Canva, I create, then I bring the images over and I follow my plan. And believe it or not, I actually submit my work unto the Lord. So this morning I asked him for a review as well. I did. And hearing the voice of God just doesn't mean you're hearing him for destiny and just mundane things. No, hearing the voice of God means in everyday life. So when I rebranded my website according to my vision and what I saw, then I also turned it and submitted it unto the Lord. Like, hey, God, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Did I do too much over here? Did I add too much? Do I need this? Are the people that you are sending to me, is this something they're going to look for? Because I need to know what, when God sends someone to you, they may be like, oh, I saw you in a vision, or that shirt, I like your shirt, or your hair, or your something, your shoes, or be like, oh, your website or your business page, or I saw the cover of your book. Like, there's something that stands out to the people that God sends you. So I want to know what has he told them to look for? What do they see? And sometimes he just says create and then he'll supply, meaning I provide and then he'll give that image to someone and that's what they will see. So that aspect is easy. That is good. And I don't have to do a review. I just do the work and then God just sends the image to the person and then they look for it, find it, and that is here. That is exactly how I found my coach to coaching. Her name appeared to me in a vision, and I was scrolling through Facebook, I mean, Instagram, and there she was. And I was so amazed. Like, God, this really works. So, with that being said, I was so excited. So that is life. That is what I put on my plate. So now I'm giving myself 3 days to shift my shiny objects back to reality. So I have two things that I need to continue with my shiny object, because remember, before I did the shiny object, I had my mindset, my goals set, like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to finish. And remember, I said over the weekend I didn't do it. I did shiny object things. And then now I'm back here to Monday, and now I have to incorporate what I did not do on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday into my Monday. And I have other things to do today. So hopefully I can get out, get my nails done. I do have a car coming back at 3 p.m. So I will be tending to that, and then I'll have all the cars here. And I tell you, my key ring gets pretty full, and I'm like, oh my goodness, God, I gotta move these cars. And immediately I'll say it, I'll get pinged, and somebody grab one of those cars. So but one thing this week is Thursday. Where's the anyway? This week, two of my cars leave, and they don't come back until July. Can somebody say money, money? So two of my cars will be gone, and I'm so excited. And they'll be gone for the rest of June until first week in July. And I am so excited about that. So that's the multiple streams of income, multiple streams. And so sometimes you invest in yourself. And what I did was I used to drive Uber. Oh my goodness. If you want to know a happy place for Alwonza, Uber. I love driving Uber, Uber Eats. I love driving. I do. And so that was my happy place. And I spent a lot of time driving Uber. I like making money doing things that I love, and I like to drive. I drove, I Ubered across the country. I didn't have a dollar to my name until I Ubered in every city to get to the next city. That's exactly what I did. Like, I just enjoy life, and that was what my life was. That's what I enjoyed. So anyway, so now so I was making money driving, and in doing so, it was very lucrative, very lucrative. And to let that go, how else can I make money? I'm like, okay, just can't stop one job and not have another one. It's like tearing down the barns before you build another one, according to the word of God, right? That's a foolish move. So it's like whatever. So that's exactly what I was like, okay, God, I stopped driving Uber. Now what? What is this next? What is this income going to replace by? So guess what? I got car after car after car. I got two cars this year, y'all. And not by my credit, not by my doing, not by my paying. I didn't have to do anything. Two cars given to me. I don't maintain the notes. I don't maintain nothing. I'm like, no, like I am excited. So anyway, at the end of the day, God is so good and faithful. So when you look for multiple streams of income, you will find them. And you don't do they work themselves. It's a system. So with that being said, I am so grateful and I'm looking forward to getting my nails done because I can go slap some polish on them, but it's like putting dirt, slapping some clothes on a dirty body. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get them done and we're gonna build them back up and strengthen them and then do something. So what else in my life? Let me see. Oh, I took an emergency session this weekend and that was a blessing. The fruit, it was immediate fruit from that, and that was amazing. That was progress. This weekend was fulfilling, I tell you. um oh my goodness, I realized, oh, this is something. Supernatural weight loss is real, guys. Like supernatural weight loss. So I'm not a big person already, right? I don't consider myself to be a big person, right? In weight wise. And lo and behold, I, routine, I have medical insurance. So I do my routine yearly annuals, right? And so when I went to the doctor, she was like, oh, that was 10 pounds lighter. I'm like, my God, where did that go? And I noticed in my clothing, I did. I noticed in my clothing, and I was like, I'm not going to buy any more clothes, first of all. That's not something that I do. I go and buy new clothes at the minute. No, I'm not doing that because as the money starts to come in, then there'll be shiny objects to get it out. And I don't care. I will tie a string around some clothes and tighten them up if I have to, or pull them up and roll that's what I've been doing with my jeans and my pants. I've been rolling them over. I'm like, Lord, I really lost some weight. And not just a pound or two, it was 10 pounds. And then so my clothes have it's really noticeable. And I call them saggy booty, right? Because they are just the worst right now, right? So even my dresses, like I just tie them a little tighter, and they all just big and hanging and stuff. So, but anyway, and then I weighed my supernatural weight loss, hallelujah, amen. Because someone needs, because before I went to church yesterday, Sophia kept getting on the scale. I have the scale, y'all, and I never use it. And probably in 5 years, I've only probably stood on it 3 times, right? And one was yesterday. And so Sophia just decides to play with the scale. So she gets on there, and I said, well, Sophia, I'm gonna get on there too. So I got on there yesterday, and again, I had dropped 2 more pounds. And I was like, oh my goodness. But the thing is, so I went to church and I was asking people, is anybody else losing weight? Because it's supernatural, because I'm not doing anything. I am not doing anything. Like the last thing, and I do have a bike here, and I said I would start riding it, but I can't even get the words out. I don't know if I'm gonna start riding that bike or not. I pulled it out and dusted it off Saturday. Saturday. I was like, okay, let me do something, right? So the so anyway, so I pulled the bike out to dust it off, and Sophia done already sat on it and played on it more than I have. So but yeah, so I asked people in church on Sunday, I was like, hey, is anybody else experiencing weight loss? Like, is anybody else losing weight like fast? And I got people who said, hey, I want to, or it would be nice for supernatural weight loss, or, and I'm just like, yo, get it, claim it, because it is on me heavy. And I don't mind. I don't mind. I really, really don't mind. And then one of the young ladies, she asked me, said, well, did you ask for it? I said, well, I did ask for some tweaking in some areas, but this is amazing. And I just confessed it over those areas a few times. And then I had a vision. And I had a vision of the weight actually being gone. And I didn't think anything of it. And then next thing I know, I go to the doctor. I'm 10 pounds smaller. And then I get on the scale yesterday. I'm 2 more less than that. And I'm just like, yo, I'm embracing this. And so I told God, when he's done, when it's done, when I'm done and I am right where I want to be, then I'll go buy new clothes. So right now, I'm not going to buy any new clothes. I'm not. Like, that's just not going to happen, because even though it's supernatural and I'm not doing anything, I am going to ride that grace out, because there's some tweakings that I want to do, right? So since it's falling, then let it just fall off and let it fall and lay where it may. But while I'm in it and that grace is upon me, I'm telling everybody. I tell people on the phone, I told them this weekend, I was like, look, hey, receive it, because it is here. This supernatural weight loss is real. It is real, 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 real. And my clothes, I'm telling you, I am enjoying life right now. Though I put them clothes on, I'm like, what am I gonna wear to church? Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that is something I thank God for, his blessing. Let me see. Fear just keeps coming to mind, and I'm just like, God, what are you saying about fear? What is going on about fear? So I have the book on about fear, right? I have a book about fear, and we know that faith and fear are contrary to each other, right? One contradicts, one cancels out. And the other day I did a whole session. I read all of these through um on fear, and rise instead of run. Great. Now let's move on. This book is about fears that people have and how to get over them. You are reading this book because you are different, because you know more. Fear. As I read my own book, just what came to me: fear. Fear of succeeding, a fear of success. And look, I God holds me accountable, just like I said. I pick up my fear. I go down what God is saying. So God is saying fear. And I'm like, God, what are you saying about fear? So then I get up and get my book, right? Y'all saw the whole process. God speaks. I grab up, I go and get my book, right? And I pull it and I turn the page. And I said, this is what I read last week. I turn the page, and then I say, great, now let's move on. And I go to turn the page and my spirit is checked. So I turn back and I say, well, let me read this page. And as I read the page, I read two little lines that I wrote, right? And while reading that second line, God clarifies everything. That is how God speaks. Just follow his instructions. Just do what he is saying, doing right there, and you'll get your answer. So I am held just accountable as I am held accountable to my family, to my clients, to my customers, to the services that I provide. So God just tells me fear of success. And not that he's telling me about somebody else. He's telling me about me. That is why I was nervous last week. Fear of success. And it's so right. I understand it. So I bit my nails and chewed them all to smithereens, fear of success, because success began to come, success began to move, things began to happen. And my business actually grew. My income broke a platform last week. Like my income grew over the cap it was in last week. And in doing so, I guess it shocked me or something. Isn't that something? Because even I went to church on Sunday, and the lady was testifying, and she's sitting back there with me, and she says, and I asked her, I said, what happened to you this week? Because God speaks. And I said, what happened to you this week? She said, oh, I was able to network with someone in an area of real estate that she's moving in. She wants to do a certain side of Airbnb real estate. And she's like, and I was like, wow, you network, you found somebody to network with, that's amazing. And then I say, wow, God did the same thing to me. I was speaking with someone, and I was like, hey, we can network, we can collab, we can grow, and these businesses can start to grow together. We can do this thing together, right? I will have another partner. Like, I already have a business partner on one aspect of my businesses, but this will be another totally different area. And then I was like, wow. And then we turn around, and the other AP at church, he too, the same thing. He received a phone call. Someone said, hey, remember when we used to do this? Let's do this now. And so now we all receive partners and collaborations that we moving forward with, right? So that is what I'm saying. My business just grew. Why? Because even in collaborations, it's like collaborating with someone, and you have them with their influence. You have, you come together and you share common things, right? Some things become common. And I was so excited about that. So last week, when I say God just revealed to me of the fear of success that I had, because my business actually went up, not just one, not just one, all of them in 1 week at one time, all of my multiple streams of income. And I said you had at least have 8, so you can imagine how many I have, and every single one of them broke a cap. Can you imagine? And so, with that being said, apparently, God is so, so good. That fear of success. I didn't even know fear came in. Why would it come in? Nervousness. And that's probably why I jumped on shiny objects, because I have systems in place and they are clearly, clearly working. And I wanted to go and tweak. And it cost me 2 days. And now today I'm right back where I started on Friday, what I should have did on Saturday and I didn't do. And now I'm 2 days late and I'm back where I should just started. Now I got to incorporate what I should have did Friday or Saturday. Now I have to incorporate it into my Monday. So I thank God. I thank God. Fear of success. That's what it looked like for me. And I didn't even know it. And it was worry and stress. And I didn't even know I was. But maybe I'm thinking about, will I be able to give or provide, or is it good enough? The system already works. The people are there. The people are coming. The cars are selling. The books, everything is selling. Everything is moving. I'm increasing, and I guess it shocked me. What a beautiful shock, right? So anyway, that was an example of how to hear from, how I just heard from God and I did exactly what he told me to do. And then I got instruction. I don't have to go and pray about it. I don't have to go ask my man or woman of God, like, hey, what is God saying about this? No, I got my own answer, right? So that was a good thing. I'll drink to that because Jesus loves me. Amen. I'm telling you, sometimes I just make the best cup of coffee. And all I do is put the creamer and honey in there and push the little button. But yes, so I am so, so, so excited about that. And I'm telling you, life has been so good. So today, of course, is titled Life. I've just, it's like if I did a video of a day in my life, I have to seriously sit down um and I would just start out with my written down and my vision. Like today, I have where I had to prioritize. Like I want to just stop everything and go get my nails done. But when I realized, no, I can't just after the live get up and go get my nails done. I need to, what did I say? I said I need to go through my stack of mail, pay my bills. I need to send out my follow-ups, my emails, and from my leads, and send out discovery call notices, as well as just those aspects of the paper side of the business, the email sides and the back office, and the reminders and things like that to my clients. And I need to check on some of them. And then I have the car coming in at 3. You eating? Good job. And then I have the car coming in at 3. And then once the cars come in, so I have several cars. Thank you so much. You're so nice. Here, put it back in the bowl. Put it back. She gonna give me a piece of sausage. I don't want to put that on my desk, so let me put it back in her bowl. That's right. And then but I have the fleet. So I need to go and mind you, remember yesterday I got 2 cars. I got 2 cars back yesterday, and one went out. So I need to go and detail those cars. And so I just drive them up the street and switch them out. And the hardest part is switching the car seat from one car to the next, to the next, to the next. That gets old very, very fast. I don't like. And then but one of the things I wanted to say, like investing in my business, investing in myself. So some people may have a hard time with spending money and not seeing immediate results. But one thing I told my business partner, I told him, I said, look, I am going to buy this car seat. And because we can put the car seats on the car to rent out as well. It's an option. And yes, I do. It comes, I put a little price tag on it. So you want the car seat? Yeah, you can have it, but you're gonna pay me for it, right? So I went and did this for my business. I actually did I bought another seat. So I have a car seat and I have a booster seat. And depending on whichever one the customer wants or needs, they have that option. And I only have 2, but I have more cars than I have seats, and the seats usually don't, they're not like highly sought after, so I'm stuck with these seats. But I told him, I said, I went and I'm going to, it's available for all cars across the fleet. And he was like, okay, so every dollar that you get from the car seat, then you just keep it. We don't have to. He's not putting is we're not splitting that, because I also I just made the purchase myself for the booster seat. Another purchase that I made for my fleet of cars is because I used to drive Uber and I had the stickers on some of my cars, right? That when I realized when I go to get my car detailed, they actually take a $4 discount off of every car that the sticker had on there. But when I showed up with other cars and they didn't have the stickers, I'm like, why do I pay on this day? I said, and usually I pull in most of the cars back to back to back. It'd be on the same day generally. Sometimes I'll go in there, I'll go and do one car, I'll turn around, come back, they'll see me again. They turn around and come back. So they're pretty familiar with me as I bring all my cars to them to be detailed. And so he says, so I'm asking, and I was like, oh, it's Uber. So you honor Uber. So I get a $4 discount just because I have a placard, the sticker on my car saying I'm Uber. So for the cars in my fleet that did not have Uber, you best believe, what did I do? I took my little hightail on Amazon, because I could go down. I just didn't make the time to drive down to get the free stickers from the Amazon hub, because I am in a city where there is a Amazon hub. I mean, not an Amazon hub, Uber hub. So I just didn't go down there and get it, but I did go online and I got me the extra ones I needed. They cost me $10, and I paid this upfront $10 to save $4 per car. Now, mind you, I go up there several times a week. So that is an investment that I do into my car. I do have that detailing. I do that detailing religiously, like continuously. So it is saving me $4 every single trip. And sometimes if a car is just on a 24-hour turnaround, then I go the next day for the same car. So now all my cars have the placard. I saved the $4. And if I go already twice a week with one car, that's already savings of $8. And times a month, 8 times 4, right? So that's already a $32 savings off the top of detailing the car. So I'm excited about that, right? So that is how you put back into the business. That is how you pay out to get back, right? And that is all me. Like, that is the detailing, because generally when I go up there, now I buy the baby a Gatorade, there's no juice. It's a Gatorade. She usually gets a Gatorade, and I get a Red Bull, and I get the Smell Good Pine Trees, different scents to hang in the car. And guess what? That pays for itself. So if I don't get it, I don't get a Gatorade every time, because if I go up there 3 times, if I take 3 cars up there, then I only get it one time. But it pays for itself, just the savings, right? So I can keep my habit of drinking a Red Bull, getting a baby Gatorade, and getting to smell good for the car. So it's just simple things like that that really make a difference and really give back. And I really, really appreciate it. And I really, really like those simple, quick little changes that really make astronomical differences, right? Like in our spirit, just a little bit of prayer. So on the 15th of this month, every 15th of every month, we pray for 6 hours. So if you notice in June, I on the 15th, I did the 6 hours. I do the whole thing. This one, I'll be doing the whole thing as well. I'm not doing every hour leading, but I'm live on there for the 6 hours. I pay attention to those things, right? Prayer isn't everything, but it changes everything, right? So you need to do more than just pray, but when you do pray, it does change things, right? So with that being said, prayer is something that I really, really enjoy doing. And I know that it makes a difference. Lives change, not only for myself, but for others, those even around me. And so we'll be doing that again, 6 hours of prayer that we'll be doing this week on the 15th of every month. And we'll expect results, and we speak it and pull it through. So I'm so grateful for that, because this time during my hour, I'll be praying and doing business sense. I'll be praying. I'll be using my time to um not so much teach, but just give the prayer request of the hour for business sense and business scriptures and multiple streams of income, and what does God say about being in business. And as you know, I am a prosperity coach. I don't play prosperity. And sometimes it's not always monetarily, it is actually mental prosperity. That is what I go for, because if you're striving in your sanity, in your sense, in your mentality, then you are striving in different areas of your life, because now you have more clarity, you have focus, you have direction, you know exactly what needs to be done, exactly what's happening. And one of the things that I realize is planning. People who don't write it down and don't plan, like when my clients or customers, whenever they call me and they tell me, they come right out of it. God said, I know I should be doing this, and this is where I am with it. And one thing I ask them is, did you write it down? And they say, no, it's in my head. I said, let's start there. So sometimes I take time and I just have them just write it down. I take a pause and I say, no, we're not moving further. We're taking this time and you are writing it down. Write down what God has said. That's it. Write it down. You have to write it down. And a lot of the clarity and focus will show up once you write it down. Amen. It's not, and I tell them it's not rocket science. And sometimes you can tell exactly what needs to be overcome. Once they write it down, everything opens up for them. Everything becomes easy. The sessions are just like boom, boom, boom. They popping out all the work. They're actually doing what needs to be done. They are doing the work and they are seeing progress. Those are the ones. And guess what the hindrance was? Writing it down. And I have this new thing that I am actually that God has given me. And I love acronyms. One thing I do is love acronyms. Oh, I just have fun with them. They are my babies. I can do an acronym for anything. So one of them is God gave me. He said, write it, plan it, execute it. and it's WPE. And I wrote it in like a kid's font, like it's very colorful, and I really enjoyed it. And I haven't released it yet. So I'm just sharing you something that I have written down that God has given me that I am going to put into play and put it on my website, and it's gonna sell. And I'm gonna put a price on it, put it on my website, and then market it. Why? Because first, it's a vision and God gave it to me, and I am going to do it. It's so beautiful. And so it's WPE, write it, plan it, execute it. I love it. Why? Because sometimes if you just write it down, you don't have to worry about anything else. You get past that first point of writing it down. That is the foundation. Laying the foundation is writing it down. Even when you think about literally what a foundation is, construction cannot go forth without writing it down. You have to take the measurements. You have to say, okay, we're going to have a corner here, and we're going to have it cut this way and cut this way. We're going to have dimensions like this. The house you live in had to be written down before. It had to be planned, right? The car you drive, the books you read, everything had to be written down first. And so, with that being said, I am so excited to know that that is exactly what I do. One thing I do is write. And I am going to release my new book. I might release my new book, or just do a book series on it. But I might just do record. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to put my first book back out there. Why? Because it's definitely going to be an ebook format. I'm not sending it to the print anymore, but and to the yeah, so when I dropped the ebook, because it was a lot of journaling. When God first called me, all I did was write. I wrote down more than it's just books upon books and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks. And then look who I am and where I am today. Now I'm writing ebooks and making money from them. I am writing because I love to write. And that's what I say. PAC, right? I love acronyms. PAC, pastor, author, coach. That's who Alwonza is. Alwonza, comma, space, capital P, capital A, capital C. That's exactly what it looks like. I have a vision already. So that brings us to the end, my guys. Oh, I love you guys so much. I really look forward to these. I actually missed them over the weekend, but then I enjoy them. Like, the anticipation of doing it this morning was just so exciting. And so I just have to get out. I have to get it out. And I even kept my hair up. Like, it's just amazing, right? And so that brings us to the end. I thank you guys for tuning in this morning. I thank you for being there and listening, and your comments. I thank you for receiving. Um, but stay tuned. There's so much more being released this season. Summer isn't even already here, and things are blossoming. Seeds have been planted, and growth is taking place during this summer, and this with the heat and the weather and everything that is happening naturally, so shall it be in your life as it is in my life. And you shall bear fruit and see all of that. Because why? Because it's just a season. It is a season of growth and prosperity and reaping and harvesting, right? Because when fall comes, it's a whole nother season. So with summer coming up, you should be already in anticipation of what to expect and what's going to happen next, right? You should automatically be expecting, like, okay, in the summer, these plants are due. This fruit will be harvested. This can happen, right? Sometimes that's exactly what it is. And it's spring. Summer isn't here yet. So we still have some rainy days coming. We still have some fruit that is growing, some seeds that are being scarred down in the ground right now. Some potatoes by faith are being grown. The tomatoes, everything is growing right now during these next two seasons, spring and summer. And so shall it be in your life. So shall it be in your life. And like me, I had a fear of growth and success when I logged on and saw my businesses had, all of them had just just miraculously broke the financial cap they were sitting at. And I was like, wow, I broke through on this business, on this business, on this business. And I was just so excited. And I didn't know that I began to worry and stress. So because I have overcome and and I'm already done over it. And yet the sound of my voice, it is you as well. Your business is succeeding. Your business is successful. There is nothing holding you back. You have no worries. You have no stress. You have beat caps and reached over and above everything that used to be a ceiling for you in the mighty name of Jesus. So we thank God for that. We thank God for you. We thank God for that visual prosperity, because why? We are prosperous. So in the mighty name of Jesus, that brings us to the end. I love you guys. And until tomorrow, 9 a.m., with another session of Who Knows Podcast. That's right, baby. With Coffee with Alwonza. So until next time, love you guys. Bye. Iraburakata, elamarakashe, ikanamavobo, elasi katara, elatele